Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jeanie Ellis, and I'm also known as Scrapbookingmamaw. And today I want to share with you what I received from a company called queenacraft, who is sponsoring my YouTube video today. So here are 3 die cuts, and one is a snowflake background, one is a corner die cut, and the other one is a group of snowflakes. It's not snows, but snowflakes. Anyway, I'm working on this one today, and I'm going to be sharing with you a technique using wax paper. And we're going to make 3 backgrounds out of 1 die cut at the same time, if that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense, does it? How can you make 3 at one time? Well, actually, 2 of them are being cut out at the same time, basically. But you'll see what I mean later. Anyway, stay tuned. Check the description box below for the link to the queenacraft and any other links I'll share below. And if you're not a subscriber, I do hope that you will subscribe. And I will be back. I'm back, and I'm going to share with you how I got 3 backgrounds, 1, 2, 3, out of 1 die cut pass through. If that makes sense. We got 1 here. We've got 1 here. And we've got 1 here, and they were made in that order. Now, I don't know if anybody has ever done it this way. I do know that there is a method where you can take a sheet of wax paper and put it in between 2 pieces of cardstock, and I'll tell you more about that part later. I didn't come up with that idea, of course, but this I did a little bit differently than what I saw. And I thought, and they use an iron where I used a laminator, and you'll see how. But what I've got first to start out with is a 6x6 sheet of paper, and you're going to need 3, and 1 piece of wax paper, and your die cut. And this one is the snowflake one I talked to you about earlier, and I just love this background. And what I do first is that I'm going to have to take this, the die cut, the wax paper, and the paper, cardstock. That's the way it's layered. And I'm going to take my machine. And I'm going to pull it back here, just at least a little bit. So you can kind of tell what I'm doing. Usually when I do this, the whole thing moves on me, but we'll see what we can do here. Now, on my machine, it's going to be a little hard to get through at first, but that's okay. I can get it in there. It's just going to take a little bit of muscle, which I don't usually have that much muscle, so we're going to see what happens. I'm going to get it all lined up here. Now with wax paper, of course, you have it's film on both sides of wax, which is what we definitely need to have. And, you know, don't do like I almost did then. Pay attention to where everything is. And you want that die cut to make sure it does fit on that piece of paper. That's why I'm using a 6x6. Gives me plenty of leeway. So I'm going to pull it through. And it does take a little pull on it for me. And I go over it 4 times there. So I take this piece off. And I'm going to take this off. That's the outside of the wax paper. I'm next going to take this off. And then I'll pull this off. Now what I'm going to do here next is I'm just going to kind of take this. And wax paper does help all your pieces to come out. Okay, all clear now. Now I need to pull this off. And look at that, how that pulls off. That's so easy. That's so easy to do this way. And yes, some still sticks, but that's okay. They're still going to be easy to push out instead of having to struggle with it. So that was a technique I saw on someone who had done that, on how to get your intricate die cuts to come get all those little pieces out easier. And so then I thought, I can combine this technique of getting these out with the other technique I saw to get those beautiful backgrounds, just to see if they'll work. And it did work. Now you do have, I feel like there's something else there. You do have your wax paper film still on top of this, but that's okay at the moment because I'm still pulling it, pushing everything out. But see how easy that was? That was so easy. Now we're leaving that wax paper piece on, okay? Do not take it off yet. Okay, don't throw these away. These are spare pieces now that you can either throw away or use for scrap, whatever you want to do. I'm going to put my machine boards up. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to take this piece with that wax still on it, and I'm going to turn that waxy side down onto my 6x6 piece of paper. And the next thing I'm going to do is stick it inside this folded copier sheet, just like this. And I want to make sure I'm not putting it to the end, because I want to make sure that, you know, the effect I'm wanting will come out the way I'm expecting it to. So for now, I'm just going to lay it like this. I'm going to run it through my laminator on the highest setting, which is a 5 and not the 3. And I'm going to pass it through 3 times. It may not need that many, but I feel more comfortable doing it 3 times because I'm afraid if I don't do it 3 times, take it out and then my effect won't be there. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've run it through 3 times. I'm just going to open it up now. I'm going to take this off. And you're going, what's the deal with that? Well, let's set this aside for right now, and I'll show you in a little bit. The next thing I want to do is take it and see how easily that came off now because I ran it through the laminator. You can do this with an iron, but the laminator seemed to be so much easier for me. So now I'm going to take another sheet of paper. This is my 3rd sheet. And the side that I have that has that now waxy feeling on it, if you just rub it, you'll feel a waxy piece to it. What I'm taking is I'm just laying it down on the 6x6 paper, and I am going to use it as a stencil. Now I'm going to experiment with these colors. I'm not real sure about the red, and this is candied apple, fossilized amber, and speckled egg. And the reason I use these distress oxides because they seem to blend so well that I just, I feel better if I just go ahead and use these guys because they are just awesome. All right, now I need a brush of some kind, something that I can blend with. Let me pull these up a little bit. And I don't tape this down for a reason, because if I tape it down, I'm going to pull off that finish there. And I might tear my paper at this point too. I don't know. That may not happen, but I'm just going to use something to hold it down when I need to. So I always start in the middle. You don't have to, but I'm going to start with the yellow. I need to get me a paper towel, and you really don't want this to move. I think I'll just go ahead and hold it down there with that. So take your brush, and this is just a simple makeup brush from Dollar Tree, and I am going to start with the middle and go around. It doesn't have to be this way. It's whatever you want. That's a beautiful, beautiful yellow. And it's an amber, actually called an amber, but it is just a gorgeous color. And for some reason, my webcam quit. And so I'm starting, trying to pick up where I left off. Anyway, I've done random yellows, the amber color there. I'm going to set this one aside. I like to label my inks. And I take my paper towel, and it is a dry paper towel. And what I like about the ink oxides is that, you can still blend the color that you're wanting to blend in with it. I think I'm going to take, I'll take the speckled egg. It's one of the newer ones. I love this color, and it looks like a speckled egg color. See how well that goes? Now, I could just use two colors if I want to, but I'm going to go ahead and see what this looks like, and then I can decide. So you can see I'm just stenciling is all I am doing right now. And essentially, I am making two backgrounds right now. And so far, just the one cut. Okay, so now I have two techniques there, all done. Now all I gotta do is just cut around that line. Put my candied apple back up over here. But now, what about this other sheet that I told you about? How did I get that third one? Well, same way, basically. This is what I like, is that it's such a cool thing. And I can do the colors, or they're all going to be the same color. I'm just starting out with probably the same colors I did before. Maybe not in the same pattern, but same colors. Starting out with my amber color. And look at this. What have we here? We have a design here. Isn't that awesome? That wax caused an imprint on this paper, which is the same, basically the same technique as what was used in the one I was telling you about. It's just that done in a different way. So I'm going to leave it like that. Looks like I got the red and yellow together, but I am okay with that. I like it. So let's go ahead and go with the speckled egg again. I think I'm done with it. Alright, so now I have 3 separate patterns, and they went 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to cut them out so that way you can see them. These will look, you'll be able to tell better when you see them. I love the stenciled look there. So anyway, I'm going to cut them out. I'm going to make cards out of them, and then I'll show you the results. I'll be back. Okay, 1 die cut. Put through the die cutting machine 1 time, but I made 3 different backgrounds. And I know there are other ways that you can do this too, but this is what I had done, and I really am excited about the backgrounds. They are gorgeous. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out the description box for the link to queenacraft, and also to my all my social media. And I will see you on the next time. Bye for now.